And Are You Okay is a not safe for work podcast, so any young listeners are discouraged from continuing. However, we literally have no way to track that. So do whatever the hell you want and enjoy the show.
We'll get into it. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to let off the clip.
Oh man,
cinema, bro. It's not even a TV show at this point, bro. It's a weekly movie.
No, we getting weekly movies. Who doesn't love a weekly movie?
Yo, whoever.
You know what I mean? Like
I know Netflix is obviously like the one that pioneered like the full season of
binge
the show
model.
Yeah. But like whoever made the decision, like, oh, we're gonna do them in 3 episode increments, and each 3 will be like its own year. Fucking genius, yo. Like I remember when you first, I remember when you first told me about it. I was like, all right, that's an interesting choice. And then watching it play out, there were like a couple things that ended like on episode. That's in my shit. We'll get into it. Like,
yeah. I was You're listening to And Are You Okay?
A Star Wars podcast.
A Star Wars podcast, and Matt and I we couldn't hold our excitement. We didn't have a fake conversation for you. You're joined by Mikey, the illest, Darth Plagueis, the re-educated.
Tusken Raider in it, bro. That's how excited
he's Tusken Raider in over there. He's out there. You're talking to, or you're listening to the Qui-Gon Mitchell and Stormtrooper Dejeen of the Star Wars podcasting scene.
You pick who's.
We may not be your first choice, but we're the lockdown corners in the secondary.
Hey, defending the Outer Rim.
Defending the Outer Rim. You are coming here for your Star Wars vibe check. That's right. The not safe for work take on a galaxy you know and love. I already introduced myself. I'm going to introduce my co-host here. He is the Rogue One, the Rogue Only.
Checked in, baby.
Matthew Porter, a.k.a. the Frozen One, the Smack Talker Skywalker himself.
Hey, your main man from the Grey Hoodie Gang. Oh, bro, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Mace Windu, C-3P, bro. You know? Fresh off my 9 to 5. About to hit hyperdrive. Punch it, Mikey.
Oh, we're punching it. I might have to punch it 3 times.
Yeah, we might have
We're just going to... I mean, without further ado, we're just going to hyper dive in.
I want to warn people now. This might be a long episode because I have so much I've liked about all 3 of these episodes.
I honestly was expecting you. I was expecting you to come with so many things that you loved that I was like, this is like kind of almost going to write itself. Like my notes were easy to take, but I just anticipate that you're going to bring up all these things that I love, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't think we were going to spend a ton of time on episode 8. Who Are You? But we will get there. Before we do, I guess I'll hit the fucking sounder so we can get right into this thing. You know it, you love it, the good, the bad, and the Ugnaught.
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. I have spoken.
This segment where we talk about something we liked, something we didn't like so much, and something that caught our attention. Let's be real, we might not have too many bads today, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to be delving into the dark side. So, Matt.
I did have to force myself to find some bads, but when I did find my bads, I'm very excited about my bads that I have. Like, I feel like they're quality bads. I feel like they're really good bads.
We'll see if we match up our bads this week like we did last week. But give me your good for the first episode of this block, Messenger.
We're about to start this off with me standing on my soapbox. I'm about to ascend upon my high horse, because the good that I have picked, I feel not only has inspired me, not only matches the vision that we have with this podcast, it matches the visions that we have with our other podcasts. It just matches tonally what it is that we are trying to accomplish here in our family, trying to change this great wide world of nerddom. The good that I picked, I adored, loved, was obsessed with the conversation that Bix and Cassian had after he had saw the Force Healer. When she hit him with the bar about just let it in. Only good can happen. There's no other reason for this to be taking place. That fucked me up in such a way, bro. Like just the whole embracing your destiny and just, being bigger than the sum of your parts, or just, legacy is about planting the seeds that grow to be the tree that other people get to receive the shade from. Like, just bro, like when I tell you I rewound that one part back like 3 times, like I felt inspired, emotional. A bit of me was sad because I know what his destiny is. But dog, like just something just about the simplicity of, because we all face fear. We're all scared of different things, whether it's fearful of the unknown, or if you're like someone like Cassian, who like has been thrust into this position of with great power comes great responsibility. Theodore Roosevelt. Kidding.
Uncle Ben.
But just her saying, like, Cassian, we know. I guess we could consider him a skeptic prior to all this, because Marvel was a skeptic. So his mom. Yeah. So obviously sins of the mother and all that good stuff. So just like we know, Cassian is very like no nonsense. He's very like mission accomplished, move on. He's a very literal person. Like this is the rebellion. These are the fucked up things that I had to do to make sure that we're all free, because there's more fucked up things out there than us. So. Like with the Force here, and I feel like you might have related to this. The part where where Bix tricks him to go and see the Force healer, and he talks about like how Marvel was so skeptical. I just got old Jewish mother vibes, and it just reminded me of my family. Like oh, it's a scam, Daddy. It's a scam. Don't give anybody your information. Like things like it's just like he's just like, oh, Marvel would have been skeptical. And when Bix was like, that was one Force healer one time. Like, relax. I loved everything about that scene, but like I said, just the line of her saying like, yo, just like embrace it, bro. Like this thing that you're feeling, this happening, this change, this calling that you're feeling, like don't run from it. Like let it in. Like nothing bad is going to happen from this. Like you're either just going to be the same person that you've always been, or you're going to like aspire for grander things. So just that line felt like so inspiring just to me as a person. And it just like double, triple, quadruple, and reassured me like what we're doing is what we're supposed to be doing. Like me and you having these conversations about Star Wars to like have people who feel like, oh, these people are super analytical, or these people won't let me in, or like these people are like gatekeeping, like us being that open door policy for nerds to come check out Star Wars. Maybe they don't want to stay. Maybe they just want to, let's check out this galaxy far, far away. Not for me. I think I like Star Trek. Like, but it's like, in this space, and it can be very toxic. Like we could be like, live long and get the fuck out of here. Exactly. Like, I feel like I feel like nerd culture doesn't really give you a space to like dabble. Like you're either all in or you're all out, or at least the people who have been here, that's how they look at it. It's like you either love it or you don't, or you leave it. Love it or leave it. Like type time. It's like, maybe they want to know if they love it. Maybe they want to figure out if this is what they like. So you know what we do, Mikey? We let them in, because only good can happen.
I love that. And I didn't ring my bell, even though our goods are close. But I loved it from a narrative perspective. It really touches me that you connected with it so emotionally. But let me just hit the other side of the coin. I'm not closing the door on people. I just want them to, the show gets constantly praised for its ability to separate itself from the larger Star Wars story. So for them to even bring up the Force and have such a big part of the storyline of this episode be surrounded by it, and how its connections to things are bigger than the Jedi, right? It's about how it's flowing through Cassian. And like you said, like, everything that Bix was saying, it was just refreshing to see a scene completely shift that narrative, that it's not, that it truly is about the more Skywalkers. Right, but like it truly is connected to the larger story that we know and love. Yeah, we're just seeing it from a different perspective, and that to me was something where it's like, it's really easy for them when there's no Jedi around to keep the Force out of it, right? Like the elements of the Empire are there, and obviously we're seeing like the rebellion grow, and that's what we've been seeing. But there has been like the thing that I like the most about Star Wars, like the Force of it all being mentioned, having it heal, Cassian being afraid of it, You know what I mean? Like those were all things that were like really great to see. And his skepticism is not just here. It leads into Rogue One. He's skeptic of
which I just rewatched
Tarut and Baze. Yeah,
this is so much better. Yeah.
right. Yeah, no, I bet. And I'm excited to watch Rogue One when it does finally, or when Andor concludes. I've been holding off.
I couldn't wait on Star Wars. I couldn't wait. And we could talk about it like at the end of this episode. I do have a newfound respect for New Hope. But we'll get there.
I probably won't, but
no, because you know that we don't have to get there. I'll just say now, but you know what it is like when you look at New Hope through the eyes of the rebellion and not the Skywalker family, it's a totally different. It's a totally different experience, bro. Because it's just like, look at it this way. So you're Darth Vader. You know, you thought, and you know what's so crazy? Something I never thought of, like when we get the no at the end of episode 3, like he's asking about Padme because, like, obviously, but it's just like he also just is under the impression that he just lost his kid,
kids.
I feel like that's like
just kid is also a good way to he doesn't know
he didn't know he had twins, but I feel like because he's checking on Padme and he's so devastated, we know that was like the light of his life. Like I feel like it's lost in the sauce that he also just has to come to grips with the fact that he was going to be a father and now he's not going to be a father like anymore. But so it's like when you look at it from here's Darth Vader, a tragic hero who feels like he lost everything and he's just got to kick it with old Sheev and this pins and needles robot suit that he done stuck me in, and like you got this little pesky little rebellion that's just bubbling under the surface. And you're like, I have brought peace and justice to my new empire. And here are these little rapscallion, scruffy looking nerf herders trying to fuck shit up. And, you know, because Sheev, the ultimate manipulator, he's making Vader think like, hey, bro, we can't have these people who really are justified in trying to fight back. We need to handle that. So here he go. Vader's probably been on hundreds of missions just squashing rebellion uprisings, hundreds. And then here we go, regular day in the park, hops in his cool looking TIE fighter. Another bitch ass rebellion right here, let me go squash this. He tries to kill this little soldier that he has no idea is his son at the time, but he's like, oh, the fuck is this rebel? I done killed hundreds of y'all. I ain't never seen nobody fight back like this. But this guy's got some chutzpah. Who's this young man? And then it's just like you come to find out, like, oh shit, that's my dead kid. Like, this is crazy. What are the odds?
In the words of Vader himself, what?
But like watching Rogue One, watching Andor, then watching Rogue One, then leading that right into New Hope, like it really makes me look at New Hope in a totally different way, because it's like you feel the victory of destroying the Death Star when you watch it through the rebellion aspect, because it's like if you really like take away the fact that it's about the Skywalkers overall, Luke is late as shit to the rebellion. My man is years late. They've been putting in work without you, brother. You showed up and put your name on the project and got an A. That's what you did, Luke. So it's just like when you look at it from like the Cassians, the Mons, the Bixes, like all the people that we've lost or will lose, and then you just look at like Luke's part that he played in it. Like these are people who have legit just been trying to maintain until Luke showed up. Like, and obviously Obi-Wan and Bail like know the plan. So like they are legit just kind of like in cruise control. Like, yes, this sucks, but we got something coming down the pipe. We just gotta be patient.
Yeah, the rebellions are like the line cooks at Taco Bell. They make all the good stuff, and then Baja Blast is there, and then you have out of nowhere this guy comes in and slaps a Liv Moss on it, and then you're like, oh my god, look what they did in Taco Bell. It's crazy.
And it's a game changer. But just like just what this show has done to like boost the rebellion, I can't thank it enough, because like I said, like our biggest thing has been like, all right, give us some stuff that isn't Skywalker centric. Like this is a universe. There are other people who are important. So it's like this show with the Ghorman massacre, not to jump the lead and everything, but just everything that Cassian is going through, and they do a really good job of, even though the show's like primarily focused on him, they do a really good job of like kind of
developing the ensemble.
Yeah, like they help you understand that, like, oh, everyone in the rebellion is going through this. Like, yes, Cassian's the figurehead, like he's the person that we could see watching it, but it's like it's heavily implied that all of the people are going through this. Like they're all on the line. They're all
everyone's had their, to steal a line from the show, everyone has their own rebellion.
Exactly, or like Luthen's line to Maul, like, oh, like when she hadn't had to get her hands dirty up until that point, he's oh, how very nice for you. Like So it's just like just knowing the suffering that all of these people went through under the Empire, and then just like finally watching them get a win in New Hope just makes me appreciate New Hope so much more. Like,
we'll see if I have that newfound appreciation, man. I don't know. I'm not banking on it. Rogue One will definitely probably skyrocket for me, but
no, it's like if you deadass just watch New Hope from the aspect of like, oh, this is the continuation of them trying to destroy the Death Star, it changes the movie, because then Luke isn't like necessarily like the plot. Like he's part of the plot. Like if the plot's to destroy the Death Star, which if we're going off of Andor, which timeline wise predates New Hope, is like you're just continuing what the rebellion has been.
Right, they pass the baton. They pass the baton on to him.
Exactly.
He's there to make a difference, but and obviously because he's connected to the Force, like it has a larger thing. And then like even Han Solo is like that's. It's taking the concept of the everyman coming in and helping, right?
Mm-hmm. Like that medal ceremony means so much more to me now, that like knowing what I know, like watching all the rebellions like gather on Yavin and just like, yo, we finally got a win. We've been fighting and we've been just getting.
But it comes off the heels of two random people who didn't have anything to do with us, and they sacrificed everything, or they put their lives on the line to save the rebellion, essentially. So it does make a lot more sense.
Like exactly, like when you have like these familiar faces who have like been boots on the ground for 4, 5, 6 years trying to fight back, and like you said, these two people who were totally, I won't say untouched, because I was smuggling, so I'm sure he probably had some run-ins with people, and Imperial presence was on Tatooine, so I won't say like unaffected, but yeah, like two people who weren't with the rebellion by happenstance, even though we know that this was the master plan. And you gotta give kudos to Yoda. My man put this together for real. He was just like, oh, hide the twins, we'll fall back when it's time, we in there, bro. Like,
a new hope will emerge.
So I was like, it's damn, I don't even have words. It's just this show just does so much for me, bro.
Man, it sounds like you just really fucking love Star Wars, and I can't blame you.
I do. I fuck with the wars.
You fuck with the wars. We're gonna take a step back, maybe in a different direction. We're gonna switch to our bads. So I'll do mine first. It's a nitpick. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Gotcha.
I know it was calculated to bring in the inexperienced security force, but it really bugged me that the officer was like talking back to a superior. It's just not every instance of the Empire. We've never had a single like sarcastic someone talking to a superior in like a sarcastic tone. Do you know what I mean? So like it took me out of it.
I will say I feel like Krennic would get a little testy with Vader until he got choked.
Yeah.
Like when he went to visit him on Mustafar and he's like, am I still in control? But no, I definitely I feel that too. Like it definitely felt displaced isn't the, I hate that that's the word that we have to use, but I can't think of a better word. But it did feel like that's not how empirical soldiers would operate.
right. And that's my only gripe of the episode. Like everything else was perfect.
All right, like mine isn't a nitpick. And it actually comes directly off of something that I was excited for pre these 3 episodes that I feel like was robbed from us.
Okay.
I guess I can reserve like 1% of judgment that it might happen in the next 3, but I'm 99% sure that it won't. I was gutted that we didn't get to see like Yavin becoming like the base for the rebellion. Like I was upset.
It didn't get established. Like
it was they were already there. It
was already there.
Yeah. The orange jump shoots. We don't get to see the origin of that. I was so sad, yo. I did think it was kind of cool that there was like orange jumpsuits and then there was like other colored.
The blue ones because all the ones who wear the blue suits end up dying in Rogue One. So yeah,
right, exactly. So I was just like, oh, that's cool. But I kept saying to you like when the first first 3 episodes came out, like maybe this outfit that Cassian's wearing was the inspiration for why they go with orange and things like that.
Yeah, it was a really cool fan theory. It unfortunately did not play out quite as well. And I actually have something about this that we'll talk about later, but keep going.
And I was just going to say, and then also just all around that, just like Yavin, us not getting to see Yavin be like the hub or become the hub, because we got the little Easter egg when they flew off world at the end of 3, and I would assume that more rebellion things weren't happening there at the time because they were still occupied by the Empire. They would because they would. Why would Cassian land so far away from the base if the base was established? Exactly. So it's just like them starting off the episode already on Yavin. There's already like a groundwork there. There's already mad people there. They're already using the temples for meetings and shit. And I was like, oh man, I would have, because I feel like Yavin is such like an iconic place as part of the home of the rebellion. Like seeing like why they all chose to go there, or like why Yavin is so. How come the Empire never found out Yavin was like the base? Like I'm sure they literally were doing fucking checks on Yavin a year ago, timeline wise. So it's just like, I guess the closer you are to danger, the farther you are from harm, I guess, type time. Like, oh yeah.
When did they do a check on Yavin?
Remember, weren't they on Yavin that fought when Bix almost got assaulted? Weren't they flying off of?
No, that's a different planet.
That was the one where which planet
with all the grain. That's a different planet. Yeah,
right. So which one was the one he flew off of? That was when he the people that got left.
Same arc, but yeah, the Maya Pei brigade was there, and Cassian left. Yeah, or the Yavin.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so all right, so that then I'm still so that I am saying the right thing. Yeah, the fact that we had already had like pre-exposure to Yavin before it was the rebel base. Like, what? Like, did Cassian say, like, "Oh shit, I know a place"? Like, he's like, "I got a place."
Maybe.
Like, what was it? Did the people who were trapped there like, "Here, pull up"?
Hey, we got our working radio. Half of us are eating, but we want to say sorry.
Like did a couple of them survive? I'm like, yo, y'all can pull up here. Like, we would love the company.
Turns out you can live off the mountains.
Yeah, turns off you can. And then I do just have a fun honorable mention. So I understand that in TV and movies, the easiest way to communicate the passage of time is changing the hair. I understand that. I get it. It makes total sense. Syril's hair extensions were fucking terrible. Terrible, bro. They got better. Like episode 8, they weren't as bad, but episode 7, when he's just like
they're still figuring it out.
Dog, they look like clip-ins. Like, it looked like you could see like his regular Syril hairstyle, and then it's just like sideburn added, like little bang added in there, bro. Like, I just kept staring at that
small quaff.
Whether it was a wig or just extensions. I feel like it was probably just extensions, but I was just like, that's really, like, you could tell that they like were shooting this and like, all right, this is this time, so you got to have this hair. This is this time, you need this hair. It just looked really bad.
My Ugnaught is like comes off your bad. Actually,
that was my honorable. That was my honorable mention for the bad.
Yeah. So my Ugnaught for this one is I was impressed with how they were able to easily bring the storylines up to speed without a ton of exposition around it. Yeah. Like it was a year later. They made it very clear. I get the gripe on Syril's hairpiece. That's totally fair. Everything else, I think they did like a good job.
1000%.
Okay, some time has passed. Like Wilmon is more entrenched in things. Cassian is getting a little disillusioned with how things are going. The rebellion is really starting to form itself. They showed all of these things visually, yet they still took the time to do the whole storyline about, Cassian being hurt and the Force healer, Bix, and how she has moved on from some of the struggles that she's been having, and that she's in a better place. I'm a little
upset about that we didn't get to see how she kicked the drug habit.
Yeah, right. And again, another thing that we will talk about this later because it's in my bad towards the end of the stuff. But I think there's quite a few you'll be able to point to that are like that. And I just think that with everyone's emotions were like rising through episode 7 to the place they needed to be for the tension to start at this like place where it was already heightened, right? But if we're going to have something like turn up to 11, you already kind of need to be at a 9, if that makes sense. So I think like 7, like really you could feel where everyone was. They started baseline, but the where they were at emotionally started to rise in that episode, and it played through really well to episode 8. But yeah, I was just like very impressed with how they were able to do it without me being like, what's happened? How has it been a year? You know what I mean? Like no, these things took time, and like the things have developed over the course of that time. But they set the stage, and then we move on to just an incredible episode. But before we do, I have to hand it back off to you. Tell me what's the random thing you noticed.
Something that I didn't realize that I was super appreciative for. If this has happened in live action Star Wars, it slipped my memory, and I do apologize. Don't kill me in the comments. I don't remember ever seeing the after effects of a blaster bolt wound. And I find that extremely amazing, because it's like,
how often do we see someone survive a blaster wound?
They're usually dead. Yeah, they usually, no matter where they get hit, they usually just die.
You know what? I think you're right. I think the only times I've really seen it has been in animation. So from a live action standpoint, like, that's a great call out.
Yeah, and it was so cool, because it's like, I feel like we've developed like this false sense of like what a blaster bolt is, because A, stormtroopers are trash, and B, because like they kill instantly essentially, so it just kind of just seems like a little and they sound they sound puny, but it's literally like, it's like hot plasma going into your flesh. So it's like, of course it's gonna kill you on sight. But yeah, so just seeing like how fucked up the back of his shoulder was, and how like he couldn't get past that, I thought that was really cool, and it like added a layer of like, oh no, blaster bolts are like really dangerous. So it's like them Jedis who are deflecting them like really got to be locked in. These ain't no like little set your tasers for stun type thing, yo. So yeah, I thought that was really neat, and it was like, I don't think I've ever seen someone recovering from a blaster bolt wound. He was just dead.
I do love that that's what you picked up on. I don't know why, but it's something that like brings joy to my heart that you're like picking out these things. I didn't think about that either.
Yeah, because like even like
really never seen that before.
Like my man Deadass had to get was getting like therapy done on it, and I was like, dang, like that's probably a way more normal occurrence in this universe than what you would think. But you know, we're always like on the run from blaster bolts. Like we're always just like, so it's always like fast paced action. Like we never get to see the downtime after the fact. And we're just like, oh, somebody got hit. I need to wrap that bad boy up. So it's just like, yeah. And then I love how like gnarly they made the wound look. Like it wasn't just like a scratch. It was like, no, like my man's like,
that was a burn.
I forget the higher the degree, the worse the burn, right? Like 1 degree.
Yeah, I think it's a 3rd degree burn is worse than a first degree.
Yeah, burn. That shit was like an 8 degree burn, bro. So yeah, but I thought that was really awesome. I was like, I like that. I like seeing that blaster bolts are like actually like extremely dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
All right, Matt, without further ado, are you ready to cover Who Are You?
I am.
Hit me with your good.
Who are you? What episode 8? I got one right. It wasn't all the way right, but I got one right. You had asked me, why did I feel like Dedra was grabbing at her neck when she was trying to adjust her collar in the trailer? And I was like, maybe something happened between her and Syril, and he tried to choke her out. He choked her out.
Matt got a prediction right, everybody.
I got one right.
He's Ray the Ruiner, who listened to our previous episode, said, she was like, oh, when the Dom becomes the sub.
Yeah, bro. Dog, bro, when he started like choking her, and he was just like, I swear to God, if you say you don't know, I'll throw you out that window.
Yo,
I was like, let's go, Syril.
So good.
Because it's so crazy, because it's like, it's not out of character. Like, even though he's been very timid and submissive, like I feel like you've seen these instances of him trying to like not kill his mom. Like, and I feel like we joked about that, like Andor World Tour Season 1. Like, I feel like we joked about like, yeah, he's gonna murder his mom and put him under the floorboards one of these days. Like, but it's like, yeah, like just seeing him finally like snap, like, and be like, yo, y'all gonna stop treating me like a bitch, yo, y'all gonna stop treating me like subbing me. Like I main character energy over here, motherfucker. Like you took, like I turned the lights off in this house. You don't tell me turn the lights off. but yeah, like just when he started strangling her,
turned the lights off.
Yeah, when he started strangling her.
That might be the name of the episode. I'm sorry.
Yeah, name of this episode. I turned the lights off. I'm here for it, bro. Let's go. But yeah, just like when he started strangling her, I was just like, it's not the exact reason why I said, but I was just like, maybe he finds out she's lying about some shit, like and tries to strangle her, and that's what happened.
Boy was she.
But I loved that scene, because and I remember, we kind of had danced around this, like, oh, like is like we had thought maybe, or I had thought that like maybe one of them tries to defect and that causes the rift, but like something, like you had brought up, like, oh, maybe Dedra is really more locked into wanting to climb the ranks of the ISB than like maybe love isn't her primary function. Maybe like success is like the big one, and she made a choice,
and she did make a choice, and It was. Listen, I think that Syril is one of those things where it's like Syril is a cautionary tale, in so many ways, and the entire time I'm watching it, I was just like, how many? Because I always say that he's like the epitome of an incel, and he truly is. Like, there's a lot of people out there that I think are like, they feel disenfranchised. It manifests in anger, and that anger is taken out at all the wrong people. They like. lean heavy into politics that are rooted in hatred as opposed to acceptance, because they can't come to terms with the fact that like they feel like they're being walked on, so it's clearly all these other people who are walking all over them.
Don't tread on me.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see that Syril is very much like that's what his motivation was. But you're right, he got to a point where he snapped, and it's Ray the Ruiner once again with a fire line. He had a line that couldn't be crossed, but it was a line that got crossed, and it was too late.
Yeah,
like his moral compass was so skewed and so flawed that he walked the disaster up to the door and said, "Let them in."
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, and that to me is like one of those things where it's like, oh man, if you like, I don't know, the writing was just perfect for him. And there's something else outside of just the whole Dedra Syril like piece of it that I'll cover in my Ugnaught if you want to give me some time to get there. But is there anything else that you wanted to cover on in terms of just the fact that you got something so right?
I have more about Syril as my Ugnaught as well, so I won't.
Okay, yeah. We'll hold him. We'll see if we can ring that bell.
But that scene, bro. Like I don't know the actress that plays Dedra, but like, bro, Emmy worthy performance in this episode. Like, just so good. Like the way when she was having that panic attack, like in the
at the
office,
end when she's like pulling her thing down and all but that.
Like, but you can tell without them having to say, she either just got off a call with the ISB or was about to have to make a call and had to like get her shit together. Like, she was like, they don't care about none of this stuff, bro. Like, I'm not even supposed to be in love. Like, come on, get your shit, girl. Yeah, that shit was so powerful, bro. Like, or even, you know, I would imagine being in a situation where you're in a romantic relationship with somebody and like the trust gets so fractured that they feel the need to choke the life out of you. That's like, you might be like, I'm cool off you, but it's just like, I feel like in a masochistic way, like Dedra, like kind of like, I deserved that. I understand. Like, and she still was like, where is he at? He's outside. Get him back in here. Like, what do we do? Like, she still was like, her in that moment, her main concern was, all right, let me get this man back inside. We'll worry about everything else after. I can't reconcile if he's dead.
Right. That's a good point. Is like, get the city inside so he doesn't die. Which is her form of I love you. Like,
no, exactly. And perfectly said. I feel like you felt that. Like her natural instinct to want to be in control of everything. Like, you felt like, no, this is out of concern and love. Like, this is not like, oh, Dedra just wants to swing her dick around. She's just like,
right.
Yeah, no, I got this man into this mess. Like, I kind of got to get him out of it. Like, or hopefully I can get him out of it. But yeah, so well played, just across the board. Just that everything, even him starting to like put pieces together and like figure out that something wasn't right and how she was trying to like gaslight him and other people from the ISB. He's like, oh no, you're good. It's just for safety. You're cool. And he's like, nah, bro, like this ain't it, dog. Like, I love the part where the one ISB agent was just like, yeah, you need to wait down here. He's like, I said I need to go upstairs.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that was like so funny to me, that like he clearly, don't get me wrong, like at first we were seeing them like stop him at the door in like the previous arc, and now it has gotten to the point where it's like, you all know who I am, you know why I'm here, and none of them are like, none of them will stand in his way.
They're just like, you right. Go ahead. They say you're sleeping with the boss, like, you right, I can't really do nothing. This isn't my bad, but since we're just on it, and I won't harp on it in case this is yours, I am a bit miffed that like clearly something happened, that Syril had a falling out with the Ghorman uprising, like the Ghorman uprising, like when the dad and the daughter had interactions with him, it was very awesome, like, yo, fuck you type times. All it's like maybe they've not figured out who he was, but like maybe the plan that Syril thought was the plan was enough implemented that he didn't feel the need to like be a double agent anymore, and he like, you know, just like, yeah, I've been a spy, going back over here. Like, but I do feel like the interact. What was her name? Essa, the daughter. Essa, yeah. Hey, look at me remembering names. But like when they were having, did you feel like they might have been fucking? Like when they were like in the back alley, and he was just like, I just needed to see you, and he was just like, and he was like,
I think that they're
conversations like
there was a little bit of those vibes, but I like knew she was with that other guy, I think.
She was.
Much attention to that.
It felt like in his undercoverness, they might have got really close as like part of his mission, and then like maybe when that mission ended, he like pulled back, and like that caused the strain or whatever. But I do wish that like, obviously, like you said, they did a really good job with moving shit forward in a year and like kind of filling in like what happened without telling us like exposition. Yeah. But I feel like that was a really big thing to not talk about. Like why, like Syril's whole function in the last 3 episodes was to infiltrate the Ghorman uprising. Yeah. So it's just like we get back to him. He seems to be in a higher position of power within the Empire, but he's now like an outsider from the Ghorman front. It's like, what happened? It kind of bummed me out that we didn't get to see like why he didn't feel the need to like be because I thought his infiltration was going to lead right up into the Ghorman massacre. Like he was going to be like a guy that they had trust in, and then he got. I can definitely
see how you would like your thought would take you in that direction, but I am kind of glad that it played out the way it did. I love separated from it, and that like the Ghormans were onto him. Yeah, it made it feel like the tension. Well, and this is my good, if you don't mind, I'm gonna transition right into it. So I think that the tension was so palpable. My heart rate just like continued to rise and elevate as the slow burn into chaos. Like that is something that we will never see in Star Wars again.
Waiting for that other shoe to drop, that whole episode, bro. Yeah, pins and needles.
And then after the shoe dropped, it just kept going.
And it kept getting worse.
It kept getting worse and worse. And like in a way that was like, oh my God, like, and not to get like too real for a second, but I can just like, I can see this happening like in real life. And it's something that
I feel like shit like this probably has happened in real life.
It could be, like I think it could be happening in Palestine right now. It could be happening, like these are like those things where just the fact that they were waiting and calculated enough to get to a point where like they could flex the imperial muscle to declare martial law and just make it look through state propaganda, essentially.
As fucked up as it is, I will say like the plan to keep them out of the monument and then just open up the gates and then like pitch it like, oh, they're storming the Capitol. Genius, bro. Like
right. Genius. Very well written, but like that's what I'm saying. Like it's one of those things where doesn't feel far off to me that like, okay, you make the situation in the country bad enough to where people are constantly, they're using their voice to raise their concerns. They want change. And then you agitate that group of people, and it turns into like a riot. And it's like, I think we've been very close to that with like the George Floyd protests. and we're lucky that they didn't essentially like send the military in to stop it. Hopefully, you would hope that
it got bad, but it could have got so much worse.
So much worse, yeah. And like you would hope that at the same time, that if a military order was given, that the people who are in the military would not do it.
Yeah, be like, I don't know if I'm cool with this, bro.
yeah, exactly. Like these are civilians, like they're turning a peaceful protest into a like and claiming it's a violent insurrection is just
like had those. Obviously I've thought about it, but just like in relation to the Ghorman massacre, like had them protests like gone left in this way that like military like forces were brought in, like just that threat, I feel like that would have took our country to a place where like we never would have came back from. Like it would have been 1776 all over again.
It feels like and I hate to, like I said, I hate to be that guy, but it feels like we could be close to that again, and it's so shitty that we can even say something like that. But we won't turn this into a political podcast, but I feel like more and more people are starting to like see things for how they really are. like it's like it don't matter. It don't matter what color your skin is. It's fucked up out here for everybody, right? Everybody, yeah.
We're all suffering.
Right. Don't take it out on your fellow man. Take it out on the
suffering.
Yeah. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate.
Facts. The dark side. The dark side. These are facts. Facts.
But yeah, like I guess obviously super real, very tragic. So much death and destruction like on our screens in a way that like I just don't think Star Wars is ever going to do this again. This to me was like Order 66 level of
shit.
Of violence and chaos.
I think it was worse. It was so much worse.
Well, yeah, because we saw so much more of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think that that's one of those things where it's like, anyone who watches the show or anyone like, someone, there are going to be Star Wars fans who grow up years from now that watch Andor at some point, and the first question you're going to ask them is going to be,
where were you when the Ghorman?
Where were you? Yeah, exactly. Where were like how did you react to the Ghorman massacre? Like, I also feel like that's like a litmus test for.
Yeah, like how long you've been a fan. You're a newer fan. Respect.
Yeah.
Nah, big facts. Was there anything more from your good that you?
No, I just can't praise the tension enough. Honestly,
so
around every corner, every turn, like all the characters they focus on. You know what? One more thing, just on that.
Yeah.
The closing of the box, right? Like I know it was a circle, but like with the stormtroopers and everything, but like when it's not just the stormtroopers and like the Empire like closing things around everybody. It was, have you ever been in a crowd of people and you're like, oh fuck, I'm like so crunched up to people, like I can't move, I can't breathe. Every time you're watching Syril crawl through like things, or Cassian or Wilmon, and they're that
was crazy when they're like
they can't move. Right, and almost everyone can relate to that feeling, and I think that was one of those things where it's like it made it so much more real because of something like that. You know what I mean? Not everyone is like getting shot down by clones behind them.
Some people are getting trampled. Yeah, some people are getting trampled.
Right, but these guys are getting exactly.
Yeah, it's the hysteria of it all. It wasn't as bad to all my Game of Thrones out here, but like when Jon was trapped under that mass of all the soldiers in the Battle of the Bastards, that was probably like and I'm not claustrophobic, but that was like oh my God, get him out of there. He can't breathe.
Yeah, Matt is not scared of Santa Claus. He's not claustrophobic. No.
I'm not claustrophobic at all. I do have an irrational fear of Ferris wheels because if anyone remembers the movie Mighty Joe Young, when the Ferris wheel tipped over, I know that there's not a 50-foot ape that will save me if one of them bitches fall. So I avoid that.
And Matt grew up in the 90s, and he's aware of the Spider-Man villain Big Wheel.
Yeah, I am.
Therefore,
I am. I'm just
the real reason to be afraid of those things.
Ferris, look, if you grew up in the 90s or just like a fan of cinema from the 90s to the early 2000s, Ferris wheels always fall. Always. Like, when shit goes left, the Ferris wheel falls. Yeah,
and it's not fun like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's like not. Oh no,
it's not.
It's just going to keep rolling.
It's Ferris wheel fell off. That's what
yes.
That's what it is.
Speaking of wheels falling off, did the wheels fall off anywhere for you? Do you have a bad for this?
I do have a bad. Now, I will also say, don't kill me in the comments, it might have been there. I didn't see it. I was shocked. If it's not there, if it's not, ignore everything I said. It was there. I'm shocked that there wasn't a warning label at the beginning of this episode.
There was not a warning label.
I literally went back to the start of the episode just to, when I made my bad, I was like, they didn't warn us about this. And I went back. Maybe they did. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was just like, and I'm not squeamish or cringy. I wouldn't say like, I like violence. Like I wouldn't say that, but it's like I can remove reality from fictional TV shows. Like I'm not just like, this is terrible massacre. Oh my God, the Ghormans. Like I can like appreciate the cinema while also being like, damn. But with this shit, bro, when Essa got tossed by the Imperial droid and like just broke her neck on the fall, I said, hey, fucking yo. I just knew she was knocked out and somebody was about to come grab her and like get her out of there. She was dead.
They left no question that she was dead. Question. She got tossed that hard. Okay, bro. Speaking of the KX droids, can we talk about the one KX droid that kicked the barrier into the
dude?
Oh my God. I think it was a lady, dude. I think it was a lady. She went flying.
Or when Cassian and Will were like having the conversation in the town square and he just threw the one dude through the joint into the wall. They're just they're talking, just the body flies past him into the wall. That shit was nuts, yo. Like
crazy.
But that was my bad, because it's like I've seen shows that were like less graphic in terms of like violent acts that gave like warning. Some images may call whatever the shit that they put up there. Like not
it's like a advisory, like it might be a trigger warning. You know what I mean? Like
exactly, the trigger warning. Yeah, like some of these images like may be upsetting. Like these are all fictional events, not based any what's the shit they always say? Like any similarities is like strictly coincidence. Like these are based off it. Like Law and Order used to say this shit all the time. All the characters portrayed, all characters portrayed are based off like fictional. Like is merely coincidence. Like shit like that. So
these are Matt's stories.
Yeah, I was shocked that there wasn't a warning in the beginning of this episode just for like
fair.
Upsetting imagery. But because that shit was nuts, bro. Fucking I won't. Damn, I almost shot my load before my next one. But just like going back to the blaster bolt thing, a lot of times we're seeing stormtroopers get hit in the armor and they're dead.
Right, you don't see real people getting hit by it.
You don't see that, but we saw it.
A lot of it.
We saw a lot of it. Yeah, we saw. Bro, matter of fact, the part where it's coming back. I didn't even wait till the end of the episode to go check and see if there was a warning. The part where you go through first person shooter mode with the sniper, when he was just picking people off and like the view was like through the lens of the scope, I was like, hey yo, like they was legit just watching. He shot like 3 people in the head, and they're like they just went. We had to follow him, just like shoot people in the head, like from the crow's nest. And I was just like, this is nuts.
Yeah, he heard fire at will, and it was like.
Went ham. Like I thought the one when he did the one dude in with the headshot, the soldier kid to make the uprising happen or the madness happen. I was like, oh, that was graphic, but helmet, blaster bolt, cool. But then when they let all the craziness go on and then they went back to the sniper when he was just like picking people off, like that was wild.
And then they do that and they pan away from him and you see it from like Cassian's perspective as someone is getting like shot behind him from
when he's running
sniper.
past.
It's like oh man, like it's crazy. The level of violence of this episode was just like at an all-time high. And that's what I'm saying, like it's just one of those things where it's like, man, it makes me a little scared for society. Hopefully we don't have a Ghorman massacre of our own here anytime soon, but damn dude, it was something something else.
Like you said, bro, manifesting that it never would be, but let this be a testament. I enlist in the rebellion. Like if that happens, like come get me. Like I'm in there. I'm with y'all. Like,
we will fight for your right to party. I know I made a joke, but like actually, no.
Exactly.
We're trying to yelp nub at the end of this thing. Yeah.
If an empire takes over, I'm pretty sure the first thing that goes is going to be the parties. It's going to be the first thing they take away. Like no more parties.
That's right. No more parties. And we don't stand for that here.
That'll be the call.
You're going to be mad
at
my bad.
Give it to me.
You're going to be mad at okay. I wrote down no notes. But for you, I'm gonna change it. Not enough salami Tommy is my bad.
We love salami Tommy. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, he came in big. He came in big this episode.
Sang a song.
Gave an empowered speech, which I loved. That "We Are the Gore" speech that he gave when he was just like, bro, like if we fight each other, then they won. Like they won already. Like there's nothing for us to defend with all this infighting. But yeah, not enough salami Tommy. I'm rolling. I'm rolling. That's a great bad. That's a great bad. Yeah. He can always count on you. Like I don't know what it is. He has like perfect forearm structure. Like
he has animated Disney bar patron type.
Yes. He has Gaston forearms of like Mr. Incredible forearm structure. You know? It's like it just makes him seem very, very, very menacing. And it's funny because like I feel like he's not that tall, but like the forearms just make him seem like a big bear. Like,
yeah, it seems like it was like if they cast Mario, like that's the body type you're looking for.
1000%. No, Cap. Forget all the references I just made. He is not Gaston. Is Wreck-It Ralph. He literally is built like Wreck-It Ralph. like, he's quite literally got the arms of Wreck-It Ralph. Like,
now, if only I knew what "I'm gonna wreck it" in French was, I would have said.
Name of this episode. He said, "I'm bad, and that's good. And I'm not good, and that's not bad."
All right, man. Hit me with your Ugnaught. I have a feeling that it might be the same, but go ahead.
So, Syril the prize fighter. That's my Ugnaught.
Ding 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 ding. Okay, go ahead.
That fight scene, bro. Oh my god, yo! Even more than just the choreography, which was top notch. Maybe one of the best fight scenes I think I've ever seen on any TV show ever. But just just the actor who plays Syril, how he just kept a stoic face like while fighting. Like when Cassian like had him up against the wall and he's like punching him, he just like no emotion, just the crazy eyes. I was like, this motherfucker is crazy. Like just when he ran down on Cassian just throwing haymakers, just like it wasn't like I would have thought it would have been like a and then like a chase or like a, like he sees him and then like maybe like calls Dedra, it's him, he's here, like type time. But like, no, it was the definition of on site, bro. Like no warning, no ayo. He didn't give him a heads up. He just ran up on him and started stealing off, bro. Like, and that shit was crazy. And even the way that, I almost just said his name totally wrong. Diego Luna?
Delete Diego Luna. Yep.
Hey, yes. I almost said Luna Diego. I almost his driver's license version of his name. But even the way how he played it, like it wasn't like immediate engagement. It was like whoa, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like what's happening here? Like, oh, I have to fight back. And then even like as before it started getting like super intense, like when Cassian realized this dude's trying to kill me, it still was very much like just trying to get him to stop. Like it was like when he was like pushing his face away and like defending himself, it was like bro, don't you see what's going on outside? Like what are you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, but then once he started again, my man has found an affinity for strangling motherfuckers. That's his go-to move now, or was his go-to move. Spoiler alert. But yeah, Yeah, when he like is just strangling Cassian and like I feel like Cassian thought shit was sweet, and like when he figured out he couldn't break his grip, he's like, oh yeah, no, I gotta fight back.
It's on. Yeah, I gotta get my licking too.
Oh yeah, dog, masterful. How they use the environment when he hit him over the head with when Syril hit him with the fucking pole and shit.
Yeah.
Like, or even
give him the chair.
Yeah, bro, I loved when that guy got shot and dropped the bomb and Cassian ducked and Syril didn't see it. And
they both blew him away. Yeah. So good.
Bro, because I feel like a lot of times with like fight scenes or explosions or choreography, like because we know like it's extremely dangerous. These actors are literally like around explosions. Like they try to keep it as controlled as they possibly can. I feel like sometimes with explosions, especially in Michael Bay movies, it feels rehearsed. Like, oh, you clearly know that they put a plan together, rehearsed it. All right, you stay here, run here, explosion goes there. But that bomb rolling out the dude's hand and blowing up in the window and just cracking Syril in the face I feel like that's how that really would have happened in real life. Like it felt so realistic.
I mean, Matt, you would know better than I do, but like, how many takes do you have at that?
Dog, exactly.
You're completely ruining the set with one explosion.
You gotta nail that.
You gotta get it right.
And I feel like it was perfect because it was like I love when damage is dealt and it's not like the direct thing, because like that's so easy. Like you throw a bomb at him, he blows up, but like the bomb was on the other side of a window and the glass and the explosion smacked him in the face, knocking him unconscious. Like stuff like that, I feel like when they add like realistic reactions to like staged things, I love when they do that. It's like that easily could have just been like, you know, they threw the bomb, someone threw a bomb through the window and it landed at their feet and they both look at each other, and then it could have been that. But it's just like, no, it was just like it was a casualty of something going on in a whole nother room. And Cassian just happened to be looking that way when the bomb rolled. He's like, oh shit, like, and just ducked. Like it flowed so seamlessly because it's like Cassian literally saw it at the last minute. Like when he had slammed Syril's head up against the glass, he just happened to be like, oh, bomb! And got the hell out of Dodge.
Matt, I'm so glad you we just, how often do we get action sequences that are that long that like you could break it down in that much detail, right? And then, so I'm so glad that you like took that front of it, because I got to go off on like the narrative and emotional aspect of it for this one. Like,
lay it on me, Daddy.
The confrontation was like, it was ingenious representation of just like product of your environment to a fault, patriotic to a fault. Your line has been crossed, and now you're too far gone. And the one person that you've been blaming for everything bad that's been happening to you
doesn't even know who you are.
It doesn't know who you are, and he's right in front of you. So like, not only is he right in front of you, like you're taking all your anger and frustration for the entire situation that's happening around you, which is absolute fucking chaos. But at the end of it, you're right. He doesn't even know who you are. And it's that like mental gut punch right before Syril's demise that is just going to be like something that's ingrained in my head.
It's like,
for his character.
I don't remember who. Oh shit! It was Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
When in Endgame, when she was like, "You took everything from me," and he was like, "I don't even know who you are."
Yeah.
It's just like Syril has spent his life, not life, but like this part of his career, this chapter in his life, chasing at the Andor. Like that's the glory. This is gonna get me from no longer being a pencil pusher. I got skin in the game. I'm in it. I'm on the team. This is the guy that's going to like get me in the ISB. I get to be Dedra's equal and not just like her understudy in this and the third. And all this just to come back to me. Like you couldn't live with your failure. And it was just like, just like Cassian's just like, who are you? like what are you doing? And it's crazy because like, I don't think he was going to shoot. I felt like in that moment, he still was
processing
on to, like,
all of his anger. Yeah.
And not even just that, like this guy bringing him in is my ticket to glory. Like
I really didn't think about that because of how much like, or how emotionally charged it was, but you're not wrong. Like that could have been a thought that was going through his head. Like, oh fuck. Like
if I kill you, like, if
we lose our lead on Axis,
or not even just that, I knock you off, like no one knows who you are. You're a ghost. Like you could just be a Ghorman that I just said, look, found Andor, and it's like, oh, that made up rebel you've been talking about. Like, shut up. Like, so it's just like so much. He just broke up with his girl. There's a massacre happening literally 10 feet behind his back. And here's this guy that you have felt was going to be like your golden ticket to the promised land, to the chocolate factory. He's here. You know, you got one up on him because you got caught slipping, and you're like, all right. And he started to lower the gun, and then, you know, Papa Ghorman with a fucking headshot.
Yeah,
a headshot, bro.
That was a really satisfying kill, I think. Like, the Ghorman people earned the right to stamp out Syril themselves, and for it to be Papa Ghorman, I don't know that's what we're calling him from now on.
Oh yeah.
Better blaster bolts, Papa Ghorman.
We
gotta hold on.
Better rebellions.
There's something here. Better rebellions, better blaster bolts, Papa Ghorman. And that is the name of the episode.
1000%. But yeah, bro, just like, and it was a close range headshot. My man was right at his temple, bro. It wasn't a snipe. It wasn't a no scope from across the yard.
Right. And like the holy shit, like the cannon on that thing, it looked like a silencer, but that was not. It was not.
My man had a mini bazooka and shot my boy in the side of the head with it.
Call that thing a hand cannon.
Hand cannon, the blicky, the blickiest of blickies, bro. That shit was that. Yeah, dog. I can't speak highly enough about that episode in its totality, and even because it's so crazy that you have all these. Well, not all these. You have this massacre that's happening and all this craziness going around you, but they still found a way to like, oh shit, is he going to get to kill Dedra? Is this the moment? Does he get this shot off? Does she not make it out? Is this why she isn't a thing? Like later on in life, this, that, and the third. So it's like even just that whole like underlining through line of him just trying to get the shot the whole episode, like literally the whole episode, he's trying to find the shot and he could never get it. And it's just like just that how they dropped that in with everything else that was going on around it, but it didn't feel lost in the episode. Like it's if not this show, then that episode Emmy consideration. Like I don't fucking know.
Well, I don't know if it debuted in IMDb's like top 10 television episodes of all time. Didn't have to get it debuted there. Like it didn't have to get like voted into it. It started in there. Like that's how highly ranked it was coming out by critics. So fucking nuts. So good. Like you will be asked, where were you when the Ghorman massacre happened in your future Star Wars fandom?
I might. I don't know if I might fuck around and go back and watch that shit when we done, bro.
I couldn't blame you. So friend of the pod, Kev, who we went to see Ahsoka with, he said, I think my favorite Star Wars movie is episode 7, 8, and 9. Episode 7, 8, and 9 of Andor season 2. And I was like, I can't fault you for that.
I feel like there is an amazing opportunity for them to like release a director's cut and just like have those 3 episodes as like one thing, as opposed to 3 separate episodes. I feel like there's an amazing opportunity for them to do that, and I feel like it'd be even doper to like re-release it in the theater, like just those 3 episodes, like that's like an hour and a half. That's a movie, like movies
longer.
Like,
it's almost 3 hours of content.
Oh yeah, oh shit, yeah, it's like hour episodes. Right, you're right. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I was thinking of 30-minute episodes because bro, that's how smooth these episodes flow. They don't even feel like it's an hour.
Yeah. No, you're along for the ride, and you don't even want it to stop, even though it's like oh my god, like well, that's the thing. It's like how many times have you had to take a break in between? I mean, I know you've had to take the break, but it was needed. But I feel like that getting to like space out the next episode, it allowed me to like decompress.
because I was like wired. I was like, oh shit, yo, episode 9, let's go.
I reached out to you immediately. I was like, oh man, dude. I was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I had fell asleep watching New Hope, like when you had texted me that, because I was just like, yeah, I'm locked in, bro. I gotta watch New Hope. I gotta see if it makes me feel different, and it did. But yeah, but when I went and watched them shits, I was like, man. This, just cinema. That's what I think. That's what I text you. I just texted you. Just cinema. You did. Like that's all I texted
you. No explanation needed, my friend.
Facts, because I knew you would know what I meant.
Like, how could I not?
bro. And it, even crazier. I fuck like episode like it's. I feel like the break between 8 and 9 served me so well because it's like 8 was like high intensity drama and suspense. Like 9 was just like, oh shit, suspense. Like, oh
yeah.
Like, which leads me to my good. I knew for a fact that Mon was gonna get out of that damn Senate meeting, but boy, was I nervous for her that whole time, yo. Like,
the fact that you knew she was gonna get out, but the tension was still real for you,
bro. It's like I legit like when she's. Just how they played that with Bail having a spy in his office and he didn't know about, with Luthen being such such a wild card that you don't know if you could trust him and Cassian on the outs and out, so he can't like fully like, you know, put his seal of approval behind like, yeah, no, he's a good guy, we're good, like this and the third. It's just like, I don't know how they did it. They literally made the whole episode around Mon's experience of what was happening, but like still it wasn't just focused on her the whole time. I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to say. Like she wasn't in every scene, but I feel like the weight of her message was through everything, was through the whole episode. Like even though she wasn't center focused for every scene that took place that she wasn't in was centered around what was going on with her, like in that moment. Like it was either the plans to get her killed, get her captured. Like it was all centered around that. Like, oh, can I trust you to do this? Can I trust you to do that? Like, and bro, when she finally started to like reluctantly trust Cassian, he was just like, yo, you just follow me. Like I feel like even when they were in the elevator, he's just like, stay behind me. She still was like, I might run. Like I might still cut away. Like, but just that whole scene and just like the part where he puts the jacket over her and they're just like walking, trying to stay calm. He's like, don't run. Like relax. Like we're gonna walk. Yeah. Like I'm just like, oh, get to the hangar. Like, I was so stressed, you know, even though I know she makes it out, but I was so stressed, bro. And I loved it. I was like, the fact that a TV show could make me fear for someone that I know for a fact lives past this. Just great writing, bro. Just great writing
all around. Yeah. No, my good for this is part of it's, you know, it's because you make a really good point that so much of it is tied to Mon, but someone who like didn't show up through this arc very often. I think an underrated part of this episode is Luthen essentially is going toe to toe with the ISB.
Yeah.
Like as a puppet master, just like it makes the success of the mission even more satisfying, you know, because it's like, okay, he put all of his pieces in the right place for them to action everything, and he didn't he stopped wearing the wig, which I feel like was like a beautiful like imagery, like that he was showing up in public places. Like he went to the fucking Senate without the wig on, like he was just low cut, and he's just like, fuck it, we here now. like I love how Cassian's like they're going to get you, and it's like like, and it's like he's like they were always gonna get me, like this is where I'm meant to be.
And it's so crazy because it's like I wouldn't have. I feel like you probably thought about it too, but one would assume that Luthen doesn't make it out of these next 3 episodes.
How could he?
Yeah, I feel like he's such an integral part of like the spider network of the rebellion. Like for just to be like, he retired and moved off world.
You know what it is though,
Jackson Hole, Wyoming,
and maybe he does, but it's like at the point that the rebellion is able to start open warfare, what is the need for Luthen anymore?
Right. So you teed up exactly what I was about to say. I would have thought prior to this past episode that like them Scars guards, Luthen's literally been here since season 1. Like I would have thought that like his demise would have been like a really big grandiose thing, but it's just like I kind of won't be upset if like we come back next week and he's already dead. Like he got killed like in the aftermath of like Mon making that public declaration of like, this is the rebellion. Palpatine's a piece of shit. Like him just saying like, yo, they were always going to get me. Like I wouldn't be upset if like there's like an acknowledgement of Luthen's dead. Like I wouldn't be like if he died months before we get dropped into whatever the first episode 10 is. Like if he had already been killed off, like maybe directly after they get Mon off world. Like because we know like they don't want Cassian bringing her to Gavin because they want to make that message. Gold Squadron's bringing her in. Like, this is our queen. Like, we need to make this pomp and circumstance grandiose thing, not just have you just with your man bun, which I love, by the way. I love his little bun. Got the bun in the back. I loved it. But yeah, like I think that I would be okay with somebody who operates in the shadows dying in the shadows. Like I don't think that I feel like it's kind of fitting to his character.
Yeah.
That it wouldn't be like this grand thing.
I think that they're gonna have to show Luthen and Clea and like how their characters resolve personally, but I guess we'll see. Like I don't know how you can fit all of these. It's gonna have to be one hell of an arc to send everyone off where they need to be. And like how many of these people are going to survive, right?
Yeah.
Like,
would you if Luthen dies like off screen or on, would you be okay with Clea retiring from the rebellion and like she's just not involved?
Not after how she talked to Cassian in this episode.
But I feel like that kind of tees up that she potentially could be like, damn, he was right. Like, especially because I feel like even though her and Luthen have a very symbiotic relationship, like, and like if he dies, I could see a situation where she's just like, well, I don't have a reason to like keep this up anymore, or like we this was our part. We were the people who helped you operate in the shadows. Now we're loud and proud with this rebellion. There's no need for secrets anymore. Like, so I would kind of be cool. Like if Luthen dies, if like that was the reason Clea wanted to like damn, that Cassian was right. Should have got out when we had the chance. Should have listened to you. Now I'm out. Like,
can I tell you what I want to happen? Please. If we're going to have Luthen and Clea go out on screen, I feel like it should happen in the shop, and it should be like a gigantic explosion,
like or like a fire, or like a firefight. Yo, that'd be dope.
Well, like they get all the people are like in there, and it's like
and they blow their bitch,
things, and they blow it up. Yeah.
That'd be fire.
I don't know. That's just like that would speak to me. Where it's like we've collected all these things, and now we're gonna collect all your bodies.
Yeah, or like a very old school Western scene where it's like a bunch of stormtroopers outside, and Clea and Luthen in there with one blaster apiece, and you just mad blaster fire. You don't ever see like what happens, but it's like implied that they didn't make it.
Just all the broken glass. Yeah.
And like it's just like an outside shot of the shop with a bunch of stormtroopers like firing into the shop. Like maybe they get a couple, like something like that, like a not a in your face. Oh yeah, they didn't make it type time. But I would like that if they lured in some ISB. Ooh, what if that's how they get Dedra? Like what?
That would be insane.
What if they like intentionally like throw her a bone so she's like the rebellion like operates out of here,
and like Lonnie's the one who brings her to the shop, and then Lonnie gets caught in the crossfire too.
And blow that shit up like take her out. But yeah.
Okay, back to the episode, but still,
we back.
I know we talked about the tension with Mon. We talked about
that was my good.
Being a great puppet master. I have a bad.
What was your good?
My good was Luthen being
Luthen thing.
The mastermind, and really like sticking it to the ISB throughout the episode without it being like super prominent.
Real quick, I loved Mon's line where she like threw back at Luthen, like basically like, if you're so secretive, you can't be mad that I don't trust you. When she was just like, I'm scared for my life right now, and I'm not scared of anything more than you in this moment.
Yeah,
because it's so crazy. I forgot that she knew that he got Tay killed, like that he was like, yeah, we got to kill him now because you let him know too much, like he got to go. So it's just like for her to play that back and be like, yo, you remember my friend Tay? Remember when you felt like he was a loose end and you offered him a ride home? Now you offering me a ride home? am I a loose end? Like, what's going on here, bro? Like, talk to me, bro. Talk to me, James. But I love that part because it's like I felt like it put a lot into context, like just like the undertone of like being in that position, like when you have to play both sides, like people who are close to you can't trust you. And it's just like, you kind of have to let them not trust you because that like kind of helps you do your job. You know?
Right.
So like, it was a very powerful moment to me because it's like, I felt like in that moment, I felt like in this episode, you got a sense that Luthen actually does care about these people and not just about the rebellion. Where prior to this, it was always the rebellion, means to an end, like spoke on the wheel. Like Bix talked about it too. Like he needs us. Like Vel talked about it. Like, oh yeah, we're his soldiers. He needs us. Like we're more valuable to him apart than together. All that stuff that, you know, just pieces on a chessboard. But I feel like with this episode, like with him saying, like telling Mon, like, yo, you don't have to trust me. Just trust that they're gonna kill you. Like
like, well, you know, and I know it's gonna sound like a weird thing, but it's like Luthen's like a good boss. You know what I mean? He's developed these people into leaders.
1,
and so like
1,000%.
He does care about them. Like, and he knows that their survival is ultimately the best thing for the cause. Or so it's like he gets what he wants. He gets his cake and he gets to eat it too if they make it out.
Or to go along with this whole topic, like when Will had the conversation with Cassian, when he was just like, why are you acting like Luthen's the enemy? Or why do you think of Luthen as the enemy? And he was like, it'd be so much easier. Like if I did, the fact I see him as like a friend, like that's the problem here, yo. Like,
right.
Like this is a guy who's like been taking care of me for years. I've been looking out for him for years. And it's like, he still tries to manipulate me like from time to time. Like, bro, like I've clearly shown you that I'll do whatever you ask me. Like, you don't got to try to spin me. Like,
right.
Like there's a respect level here, or at least I thought there was a respect level here, but you clearly still feel the need to like manipulate me. Like I'll do it. Just tell me what you need me to do, bro. Be honest with me, be upfront. Like,
don't send Wilmon to tell me what you need.
Yeah, pull up, brother. Like you send a message. Like, let me know. Like
you know where Yavin is. You know where to find me.
Exactly. But yeah, what a show. What a show. So I guess we will go into my bad. Or I went good first, right? So it'd be your bad?
Yeah, let me do my bad.
Yeah, do your bad.
So I know this is going to come off as greedy, but I wish K2SO was introduced sooner. Obviously I love the series, but there is a part of me that wishes we could have gotten more of some of these storylines. Like this is where I know we're coming to a close here. There's only one batch of episodes like left to be released, and I'm just like
a bad batch.
Yeah, I'm very happy with what we've gotten, but there is a part of me that's just like, fuck, this show could have been like 4 or 5 seasons of just the best Star Wars.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
But yeah, like I was just super shocked that K2SO was literally introduced at the very end of this arc. That was wild to me. But that was my bad. Another nitpick, clearly. But
I was excited about it. Help me clear something up. So I know that when Vel was like indoctrinating the new recruits, the guy who claimed the blasters in Rogue One.
Yes.
What was the significance of the blaster that she was like? Who's this?
So I can't say for sure. Haven't watched any like Easter egg videos or looked at the Star Wars guide that might have it be there. But my inkling is that this whatever symbol he had some sort of homage to Narkina 5, which is where Melshi and Cassian met each other. So they escaped together, if you recall from last season.
Yeah, from the prison, right?
Right. And Melshi is like, we have to tell people about this.
Yeah.
And so I think the significance was showing that like, okay, he's coming to Yavin, but it was one of those things that was like a little disjointed to be showing that, right? And
yeah, and they like focused on that blaster for a while.
Yeah.
So I was like, what's like? I thought that it might have been her girlfriend's blaster, the one that passed. I forget her fucking name. Because remember when she was saying in the previous batch of episodes, she was just like, yeah, I got hurt real bad. Actually, I'm still recovering. I didn't want Luthen to tell you. I thought maybe like her finding that blaster was like, oh shit, maybe the mission that she got hurt on, someone got her blaster and she was like trying to like, yo, who got this? Like, whose is this? Trying to like, you know, oh, that's the guy that hurt my girl, like type of situation or whatever. That's how I took it. Like, oh shit, I recognize this. How would someone else have gotten her gun? unless it was during this mission that she told me that she got hurt on or whatever. But then when I saw it was Mushy, I was like, oh, that's the boy, that's the homie. So we know he's squad. Like,
right.
So like, I wonder what the significance of this blaster is.
Just showing Melshi rolling up to the rebellion, I guess.
Apparently so. But hold on, this is my bad, right? Oh, my note fell out. All right, I'm a prerequisite. We gonna slow build my bad.
Okay, all right.
I feel like there was a moment, an iconic moment in this episode that the creative team fumbled the fuck out the bag. When I tell you, I feel like there was a moment in this episode that would have been like a staple in Star Wars memory forever, and they did not execute it well at all. I hate how they cut Mon's speech, how they kept showing different people listening to it, or sometimes it was like through the radio, sometimes it was like through the speakers of the Senate. I wanted that to be a monologue, a solo shot on Mon and her preaching about the rebellion and the down with the Empire. I feel like that had a making of being like an iconic Star Wars moment. Like, this is Mon's coming out party as the mother of the rebellion, and they did not stay on her. They showed Bail, they showed Cassian, they showed them listening to it on the radio in different places. And sometimes it was really hard to hear what she was saying because like it was actively happening over like people interacting in scenes and stuff. And I was so excited for that speech. Like the whole episode was like building up to that. Like, I have to practice the speech. There's cameras in here. I can't do it here. You got to do the speech. Luthen, you got to nail this speech. We need this speech. This is going to be it. Tell your speech and get the fuck out of here. And then they don't even stay on her making the speech for the whole speech. And I feel like that was like a super, super bad choice.
I feel like it would have cut the tension, but given Mon a really strong moment. Because I think the thing, so the thing that's like the cutting around, like, they are showing everyone getting into position, right? And they're also, I don't know if you noticed, but the score that's playing is the same score that was happening when B2 Emo is playing Marva's hologram speech at the end of season 1 finale.
I did. Oh, so okay, that's fire.
The vibes were similar, and it was like, it was like it had "fuck the Empire" energy, right? Like, so.
But Marva's speech, they stayed on Marva.
You're right.
Like it was with Marva, and then it cut out. So I was like, I just feel like having just stayed in the Senate room and just focus on Mon. Maybe they could even float it around the room and things of that. You know, show other senators reacting and like, yeah, or no, boo. Like they could do it, but them like leaving the Senate room to like go other places took me out of the speech, which I feel like, in the grand scheme of the rebellion, that literally is the moment that launched the rebellion. Like, they've been in the shadows this whole time, and now this is our public declaration that we're fighting back, and like they didn't give it the attention that I feel like it should have got.
You're not going to hear this often from me, but like I didn't even care that the speech didn't match up to to Rebels. I was like, she's going in. Like this is way more powerful. Like it's actual like the lines of dialogue are the same message but different delivery. Right. And Genevieve O'Reilly absolutely crushed that speech, and like she has been great like throughout the series, but it's one of those things where it's like George was onto something when he cast her for Revenge of the Sith, and even though all her parts got cut from the movie, the fact that she's
just been Mon ever since.
Yeah, she's been Mon since, and she has absolutely done wonders in the role. Like, just so fucking good.
Is the mission that the Ghost team takes to get Mon away, is that immediately following? Is that what that mission is?
It's part of my Ugnaught.
Shit, my bad.
Are we ready to move on?
Yeah,
are we ready to move on?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. All I could think about the entire episode is how does it connect to Rebels? Like, and it kept me guessing constantly because in the Rebels episode, Mon shows up with Erskine. So when Mon kicked Erskine out of her thing, I was like, you have to pull him back. I was like, you can change
continuity.
I was like, you can change the words of the speech, but like the people got to show up in the right places. And then they did so much to be like, Gold Squadron's going to bring her in. That's Gold Squadron runs into the Ghost. Another thing that was like, they didn't have time in the episode, and I actually think it wouldn't have made sense to even throw like a throwaway line in there. But Bail is the one who sends the ghost to pick Mon up out there in deep space, probably to make up for the fact that one of his guys was an ISB plan.
That's a good point.
And he knows he could trust the ghost crew. So it's like, okay, so he was like, I have met these people. Like, I'm going to make sure that she gets there. Right. So all of that was awesome. I loved how it happened. It was a great, captivating escape that led to the baton pass into another Star Wars story that you can literally, if you watch that episode, you can go watch the Rebels episode.
Yeah. Into it. Yeah.
And it's awesome like that. It's just like the timeline has worked in that way. And they weaved the web in a beautiful facet, in my opinion, for that one.
Do you think we get a ghost crew, or at least maybe one of them cameo in the next batch of episodes? The next 3?
2 characters I think are highly or more likely than anyone else would be Hera
and Zeb?
Because not Zeb, Chopper.
Oh yeah, true. That'd be easy, low hanging fruit.
Chopper shows up in Rogue One, and Hera being
There's Chopper in Rogue One.
He's rolling around in the background at one point. You can see
Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah.
I just watched Rogue One, like didn't even pay, but I also wasn't looking for him. So
and Hera's name is called over the intercom, like in Rogue One. But the ghost is also there. The ghost takes place in the Battle of Scarif for the space battle. So I would be fine with it's Mary Elizabeth Winstead, right?
Yep.
Plays Hera and Ahsoka.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that's more likely than them throwing in Zeb, because it probably costs a lot of money to do that.
Word. But again, I just can't speak highly enough about these episodes. But yeah, I like 9 had me. But with my Ugnaught, it comes straight off the heel of my bad from last week. I still am not fully acknowledging Benjamin Bratt as Bail Organa. I did like him a lot better in this episode than I did in his last episode. But I don't know if I sent you the article. I might have sent it to you on Instagram. But the creators of Andor, like, we're talking about it, and Jimmy Smits couldn't make the time, had other obligations. But they said in the interview they purposely gave him that really small cameo last week.
Yes, so that people would talk about it.
To get it out of their system. Because they know that he was a big player.
Which was smart on their part.
So smart. Yeah. So smart. Because had you given him all of that as like his first name, it's just like, oh, this isn't Bail.
Right. Like, and dude, I don't want to like come down on Benjamin Bratt. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. Like,
and he did great. I loved him.
He did a good job. I think he tried to match like
I feel like he did. I feel like he did.
Like his energy a little bit.
His cadence a little bit, like how the way he delivers speech. My Ugnaught is actually Benjamin Bratt when he said, "Tear the shit out of this place."
Yeah, so good. Best use of shit in Star Wars.
Yep. Yeah. that was my Ugnaught.
So I'll give it to him, and I think it's one of those things where it's like you get an actor like this who, obviously very good. It would have just been nice for him to have his own character instead of step into the shoes of someone who's played by someone we already love, who's like, it's not like they're estranged from Star Wars. If for whatever reason he's sick, that makes sense. I just, he's someone who's like, I don't see him around in things, so it's just hard for me to believe that there wasn't
like he was busy.
They could work.
Right. Yeah. No, I feel you. I mean, that's the story that they tell us, that it was a scheduling conflict. They tried really hard to make it happen and they couldn't. But it's
like, I'm not mad at Benjamin Bratt. I just love Jimmy Smits as Bail Organa.
Oh yeah, I mean he's Bail Organa. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because it's like, even though it was Benjamin Bratt, like, just the specter of Bail, like, seeing how involved he was with the rebellion, I feel like this show just like it makes him dying off screen in New Hope hurt more. Like, yeah, because like when Alderaan gets destroyed in New Hope, it's just like, oh, millions of people that I didn't know. And then it's
like, no, there is one person you do know.
Yeah, but even after like the prequel trilogy, it's still like, oh dang, Bail definitely does die in New Hope. That sucks. But now it's just like, damn, my boy Bail about to check. Damn it, goddamn Death Star. It's just. We talk about this all the time, and I'm gonna keep saying it because like they keep surprising me with how true this statement is. But like all this all these extension shows are just making the movies so much
better.
Like, yeah. So, and there are already movies that are like hold in the highest of regards. So it's like the fact that like TV shows that have come out like 30 and 40, 50 years later from shit that, and it just like
enhancing and moving from 1977. Yeah.
It's nuts, bro. Like it's nuts. And it's just like, shout out. We definitely like punch down on them from time to time, but like, overall, the continuity team at Lucasfilm
story group is top tier.
Yeah, they're on point. Like, especially like we talked about with Saul and his storyline, like how they always make sure he's the right amount of crazy or Rido addict when he pops in and out of places. But yeah, just like Bail's another one. Like I feel like, you know, he shows up scattered around the timeline because he was so involved, as we've come to learn. I feel like it's always like, oh, what should he know and what shouldn't he know at this time, and it works like every time. Like even like the line in Rogue One, he's like, send someone you trust, and he's like, I trust her with my life. Like just shit like that. And then just like Episode 9, and just like his affection for Mon, and just we know that they do end up being on Yavin together. So like that's exciting too. It's like the show. If I didn't literally had just watched Rogue One, I would have kind of just tricked myself into being sad, like, oh no, they never get to hang out again because he dies. Like I would have like forgot that they do reunite. So it was definitely that perfectly placed shit like for Star Wars. I think you might have muted yourself.
Well, I mean, it cut out at a good time because we were about to transition into the Easter egg segment, so technical difficulties be happening, but okay.
Tear this shit down. Tear the shit out of this place.
I will tear the shit out of this place. So I know we mentioned him already, but I feel like this Easter egg is really good. Salami Tommy lives.
Hey, Tommy!
We also talked about Melshi from Narkina 5 making a brief appearance already. Mm-hmm. We actually covered all my Easter eggs. Gold Squadron taking Mon to the meeting can be seen in Rebels Season 3, Episode 18, Secret Cargo. And those were like the big ones. That's all I had written down. I think we were just so busy talking about how great this 3-episode drop was that I'm just very excited to see how this thing all plays out at the end, Matt.
Yeah, big facts. I won't call it an Easter egg, but you kind of touched on it, and it was something that I really did like, just in regards to like the Force healer. I like that the Force healer like didn't really know that much about the Force. Like it was just like, hey,
he felt it, but she didn't. Study it, I guess.
Yeah, and she even said like, hey, like they come, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, they come regardless. So like, if you're here to just like, if it's a placebo effect and people think it's working when it's not, like that helps. That's still a form of help. So it's like I like that it was like Force adjacent. Like it wasn't like a Jedi who survived Order 66 again that's out here healing everybody and stuff.
Right. There are Force sensitive people out there. There was just no Jedi to cultivate them. Right.
Exactly.
And I do think, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but she's wearing like these like dark red robes and from the Star Wars holiday special, maybe with like Life Day.
But just that fact, kind of like what you're just saying. Like, I feel like we're so pre-programmed into thinking that like the Force is something that only applies to Jedi or the Sith, but it's like, no, the Force is everything. It's just Jedi and Sith learn how to tap into that. Like it's
right. I feel like and really what the Star Wars is fleshing out is that like anyone can tap into it, like with Sabine not being super like Force sensitive, or her aptitude for becoming a Jedi is like the worst that Hu Yang's ever seen, but she's still able to use it at some point.
I still hate that. I'm totally fine with the reflexes. I'm totally fine with the feeling, the Force pushing. She don't need to know how to do that.
It's kind of like people have like argued, like, is Han Solo Force sensitive?
Probably.
He's such a good pilot. Right. It's like, yeah, maybe he might be.
Which Force sensitive, like I don't mind. It's the being able to use the Force. Like that's what bugs me, that she can do that. So I was just like, that's never been a thing for you. Like I get it. Ahsoka wanted to train you because she saw something and he was like, you could have. And I feel like that's such a cool switch up that it's like a Jedi or Jedi adjacent that like can't use like kind of
True.
the blind dude. Yeah. Like I think like a story about like a Jedi that's like that would be fire, or like someone who's like trained like by like Jedi techniques but can't like use the Force.
Use the
like,
Force.
In that way.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be a fire fucking story. Like I feel like you could do like, you know, Star Wars is very heavily based off of like old westerns and samurai films. I feel like you could do like a Ronin Jedi story, like a wandering Jedi who never learned how to use the Force, but you know, like helps, like whatever. It could be played by Keanu Reeves for some reason. You know? Like, who wouldn't want to see travel? Who wouldn't want to see traveling non-Force using Jedi Keanu Reeves? Like I feel like that's $1 million franchise right there.
And he ends up having to fight a Sith samurai played by Tom Cruise.
There you go.
Weird.
There you go. I don't think I've ever seen Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves in the same place.
That's a good point. I don't think they have ever been in a movie together.
And they both just run a lot. Might be the same person. Not just run. They're both fantastic actors, but running is like their thing. but yeah. I know you had said in our private conversation that you're worried that the next 3 might not be
as good as this one. I don't think it can be, actually. But yeah, we'll see. I would love to be wrong.
Because I feel like it's, if we were to place our money on anything, I feel like it's a safe assumption that the end of 10, 11, 12? The end of 12 will be the mission that got Jyn Erso freed. Like when they saved her from like the transport. I feel like
I think it's whatever lands Cassian on.
Yeah, because
that thing where he kills the guy.
Oh, you think it's gonna
climb?
You think? Yeah, right. You're right, because I forgot that Cassian isn't the star of that movie. For I totally forgot. You're right. My bad.
It's Wobani is because it's like a mess around of Obi-Wan. Or
exactly. The scene where the dude with the fucked up arm can't climb out of the John. Yeah, I feel like whatever mission led him there is how 12 will end. Or maybe we get a cameo from Galen Erso somehow, some way. Maybe, who knows? Or even
possible.
Yeah, I feel like a Galen. I feel like especially now that it's like moving to, because we're about to skip another year, so I would imagine the Death Star is going to be more built. Like Ghorman probably has been ravaged and plucked of all his resources, like the power of the Death Star and everything. So I feel like we know we drop into Rogue One. They don't know about the Death Star until Rogue One, so obviously you can't like fuck that continuity up. But yeah, I feel like 12 is gonna end with that, how Rogue One started. But it's like, what would 10 and 11 be about?
That's something, because like there are like, I want to know what happens with Luthen and Kleia. Does Vel become like a rebellion leader and not die in the end?
Right.
Like I think we're not going to see Bix again, personally.
Yeah, I agree.
But like, what happens to Wilmon? Does Wilmon go work with like Saw's rebels or something like that, and eventually like die, or is there something, or are there like inklings that like the Death Star is looming and
that his girlfriend didn't get killed? I just knew she wasn't gonna make it. I'm so happy. I just knew Will was gonna just have to suffer heartbreak. His girl didn't make it. Dang it!
And then got addicted to the Rido.
The Rido.
You're here, you're right here, and you're smoking the Rido, and it feels good.
That was a great scene. Yo. Like they literally glorified a guy becoming a junkie.
Yeah.
They was like, you know what? I'm about to go out and try drugs.
They killed my sister, Stila, but they can't kill my sister, the Rido.
I call her Rilla. It's an affectionate name that I developed over time.
Well, without further ado, please blow up this bad boy with the Rido, Matt.
Oh, man. Well, Animaniacs is like we say here in the galaxy.
You can't do it the whole time.
Filled with Rido. It could be Rido. It could be Fido. It could be Mido.
I can't do it. I can't.
Hold on, I gotta focus. Fuck it. It could be Ray.
He broke me.
Life could be a beach.
You broke me.
Life, it can be a beach.
But as long as there's Rhino.
But as long as you can bring Rhino to the beach, we'll be okay.
Be okay.
Be okay.
There is no force, only the Rhino. Let that be with you, Matt.
And with you here, now, in front of me, now, here. Later.
You're just here. You're ready to burn and turn off the record button.
You're nerds, and you're here. And you won't be here, but you'll be there. And we'll see you later. With Rhino.
2 times with Rhino.
2 times the amount of Rhino for all of you.
Deuces amount of Rhino.
Deuces the amount of Rhino. Oh man! Shout out to Jeremy. It smells like lemon and sandalwood. That man. Lemon, sandalwood, and Rhino. The smell of a champion. That's a man who's tired of running. No more. Run no more.
Now for his next birthday, I'm gonna have to buy him cologne and just like Photoshop Rhino.
Yeah, we're just gonna like crudely put like duct tape and like put Sharpie that says Rhino.
I'm not even gonna wrap it. I'm just gonna like spray it in his face and be like, bring it in.
Breathe now. You here now. Breathe.
It's your birthday. You're turning a year older.
Is that your sister Rhino? I didn't know she was coming. Oh man.
This is all staying in, by the way. There's
please keep all of this. It's here to stay now. Oh man. Star Wars, we love you. Thank you so much for providing us with the joy that you do. And we
couldn't have said it better myself.
We're out of here.
We are.